Okay, so we're starting the recording for YouTube. Uh-oh. Ryan's screen did shoot out on us.
Are you not on Do Not Disturb?
Uh-oh.
I definitely was.
It's okay, it's just Facebook Live. They see us all.
All right, here we go. And we are back.
You got me on the screen again? I don't have me on my phone yet, but sorry, Facebook.
Sorry, Facebook.
I guess I do have a face made for radio.
You do,
all
see?
night.
Exactly.
Uh-oh. Yeah, no, we're not back with you yet. Let's, let me see that guy.
Here, you want to go on mine?
Hi.
He does exist. They do exist.
I do.
There we go.
Okay.
No?
No?
Try to flip it.
Wow. It
Try
really doesn't
cancel.
want you on there.
Yeah.
Again. There we go. All
Yeah,
right.
hers is ringing.
Here you go, sir.
Hers is out.
Oh my goodness, Facebook Live gets to watch all of this. Oh, audio mixer.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
There we go.
Hello.
Zoom up on my face.
Yep, I've earned every laugh line. These are what kids do to you people, okay? I'm losing my hair. It's turning gray, and I went to crow's nest feet, whatever they're called.
Crow's nest feet.
I'm pretty sure the crow's nest is like a PB South Mission bar, isn't it? Or is it?
It is. Yeah, it's a bar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Even
downtown
of course,
gas
a
lamp, yeah.
25-year-old knows that one for sure. It's the bar I was at yesterday. I mean, wait, what?
Wait.
I mean,
Right,
this morning.
I don't go out.
Yeah, she drinks water to wake her
What are you
day up.
talking about?
There we go.
She
There we go.
just showed up at work. She's got the night shift.
I love
We
it.
all know who my boss is, so
Yeah.
that is definitely a lie.
We're up with the sun. At least.
Here we go.
At least.
All right, we are ready to start the podcast. So we are going to start, and we're going to do our business bros in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of Business Bros. Oh,
They got
missed
shy.
that one.
They
Missed
got
that one.
shy. They got
Yeah,
shy.
let's do it
Okay,
again.
okay,
wait,
ready?
were we jumping in?
welcome to
Oh.
another episode of Business Bros. There you go.
There it is. There it
There
is.
was
Wait,
some
I
participation.
missed something there.
Like,
Well-
huh, what?
What? Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing round 2 here with Ticor Title just because you guys are so amazing with what you guys do in the real estate community in general. So much value, so much content that you guys put out to share to help people. I mean, I see you guys at sales meetings, celebrations, trainings. You guys are everywhere. And so since you guys go everywhere, we thought it'd be a good thing to come to you and hear about what's going on. I mean, we want to know what's you guys have your pulse on the market so well. We kind of wanted to check you guys out and say, hey, what's going on out there? What are you seeing that's working? What are you seeing that's not working? What are things you've seen that might be helping clients? And so here we are in your office once again, ready to rock and roll.
Well,
Ready.
it's just before 3:30, so we're just getting going for the day.
We
played
just
9
had our
holes.
first cup of
Just
coffee.
getting started,
Got a
rolled
mani
out.
petty, that kind of stuff. No, well, thank you for the compliment. Yeah, we make it our mission to get out there and help agents and get out in front of things and really be a support system, So we've been going all day and stoked to be back on the show. Well, I don't know. What do
Yeah.
you say to that intro, Haley?
I know that was quite an intro.
That was awesome.
There was
Thank
so
you.
much there.
Super
No,
honored.
thank you. We definitely try to stay in the forefront and stay in the trenches with all of our agents so we can bring our solutions to them and the things that we do see working. Right now, I mean, I know they say market's doing pretty well. Interest rates kind of started to creep back up a little bit. But I think it's just about staying in front of your buyers and making sure you're being informative and educating them and getting them into the proper home. I mean, if the interest rates are going to continue to creep back up, we all know housing prices are probably going to start going back where they're going up. So I don't know. It's all about education, I feel like.
It's trying to stay top of mind, making sure that your clients know that you're still out there doing business and that you didn't go dormant or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's contextualized content.
Yeah,
our
for
friend
sure.
Gary likes to talk about it.
Contextualized content. Well, I mean, speaking of content, you guys have this really cool studio that you've utilized. You're
We're trying to get you to come too.
I know. It's just that Friday time frame is tough, but But you guys have done it so well. Like you guys really do well on stage. You have good content. You have good guests that come on the show. It looks total Oprah or
Good Morning America.
Yeah, Good Morning America look. It looks
The
perfect.
View.
It looks great. What are you guys thinking of as far as content that's been coming out from agents? It's really, everybody knows I got to do video. I got to do video. I got to do video.
Yeah.
But not everyone's like, top of the game. Some of the stuff's not very entertaining, not very content filled.
Man.
So, what kind of advice are you hearing out there in sales meetings or in brokerages that's kind of motivating people to put video in the right direction?
We stay away from what we hear in our sales meetings and most brokerages because it's the wrong information. What you got to get with Crushing It, you got to get in podcasts, you got to listen to Tom Ferry.
Business Bros.
Video, I will say, any is better than none. Okay? But market updates and standing in front of the house and broadcasting from your open house is a little played out, right? I mean, it's cliche. You need to bring, 80% of social media, I think this was Google's stat, is of all social channels is absorbed via the play button. So if you're not behind the play button in one form or fashion, you're obsolete or you're going to be, and so it's not going anywhere. And get creative and, be authentic. Tell your story. People and the human animal receives information best in the story format, right?
For sure.
So have a story to tell and scream it from the mountaintops. For us, it's been a lot of swimming upstream because big tech is coming for your job, Mr. Realtor, for my job as a title rep, for sales positions, right? We don't have to get into industries that have been decimated by big tech, and Zillow and Realtor.com and others like them are coming for real estate agents. So the only way to avoid being overtaken by that convenience and that commoditization of real estate and its platforms is to be in relationship with the consumer. That's what your video should achieve.
100%. But there are also, I don't know, I have this conflict with the Realtor.coms, those 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 iBuyer programs, those sort of things, but not in the conflict with the Zillows of the world. I actually have more of a conflict with the realtors who are taking offense to it. Like they're spending all their time in the aggressive stage of, I can't believe they did that. What are they doing? All this negativity that they're throwing that way, instead of saying, okay, look, they're shaping something. I need to either jump on board, create something that works very similar to that with the relationships that I've established so I can be competitive, and stop wasting that time of complaining and pointing the finger, because that's going to be detrimental to them in the long run, right?
I think, too, if you're in relationship with people, if you're already there, they're going to come to you before they get on Zillow, before they get on Realtor.com. And that's what Ryan and I talk about all the time, is being upstream, getting in front of them. I mean, we all know that everybody goes to their phone. Everybody goes to the internet when they're searching for properties, even just to buy anything. Everybody goes on the internet nowadays. So if you're in constant relationship with your sphere and with people, they're going to come to you even before they go online. So you're already beating the online entities anyways. So that's what we talk about, being in connection, being in front of people, being upstream. And then you don't have to worry about it.
100% agree. I like the fact that they're already giving you a lot of information. Like, you can go to Zillow's thing, put the address that you're going to be going for the listing appointment, get an offer right off the bat, and then know exactly going in, and come in saying, look, we can sell it at this price if you like. And your seller's going to look at you 99% of the time and go, that's way too low, and go, good, I agree, but this is what Zillow's going to offer. And at least we're at the starting point. The conversation has begun. Then when you're presenting where the market's at, where you have your CMA, you have your everything else that goes in line, now your price looks a lot more attractive.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know what the internet's going to give you.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to use Zillow, that's fine. We know a number of people who are investors who are more than happy to put an offer down on that particular property sight unseen. I mean, with some contingencies, they're going to come in and inspect it after, but at least you have something to start with. And that's one of those things where for me, the agent has to be aware of, these are tools. Those are not people pointing the finger. Everybody's in business to go get the client, but these are tools that you can utilize yourself to make yourself that much more, of a
value add.
Exactly.
Well, and you're the one taking the air out of the balloon instead of them coming in after you and still dangling that carrot, right? So if you come in, you say, look, you got 3 options. Here's your cash offer today, close in 10 days option. Here's your discounted broker fee and what we do for you and what retail price that will fetch, right? And then we have the traditional brokerage model at 6 or 7%, which we do this, and this, and we think we can fetch this retail price for you. you're letting the air out of the competition's balloon. You're informing the client, and then you're addressing the elephant in the corner, right? It's like, look, we have solutions for all three, but which one's the right one for you? We like to tailor make our solutions for our customer, and that's what get out on a video and say that, because it's coming. And to your point, putting your head in the sand, it ain't going nowhere, right? It doesn't help anything.
Right.
So let's lean into it. Let's go in eyes wide open, and let's come up with a strategy to counteract it.
It's an honesty thing, right? Don't come in trying to hide the fact that Zillow's going to make an offer. Don't come in upset at them that they're going to come in with all the facts. Come in just ready to rock and roll and lay it out on the table. Your client has a relationship with you. Like you were saying, Haley, the relationship is there. And they're going to trust you and believe you. But if you hide something from them, if you're trying to, sweep something under the rug so maybe they don't see it, when they do see it, your trust is going to be lost. And not just with them. They're going to be talking their stuff with all their friends about how you deceived them. Right? It makes a big difference.
Well, and too, Ryan touched on it. You can really use those Zillow offers and what they're doing as a, use it against them in your listing presentation. As Ryan said, okay, well, this is what Zillow's saying that your house is worth, what they can offer you. But we can do this, this, and this. And we think we can get 25% more of what Zillow's saying. So give me the chance to get that sales price for you, get what Zillow says they supposedly can get before they do that, beat down the prices and everything like that. So I would just use it against them in your in your listing presentation.
Yeah. We're facing it in title, as well. We have these online commoditized type providers, but our customer, because we do such a good job of being top of mind in relationship, in the trenches, we show up every day. We vacation like normal people, but when we're working. We're 100% committed. And we do outreach and we do education. And so my agents, and whether it's 10 years or 10 months or first month working together, we're active in their business. We're in relationship. We're hand-holding. They don't make it to these online entities ever because we're so far upstream in relationship with them. And we would recommend that to anybody in the real estate space, right? Your vitality is your relationships and your Rolodex here in San Diego County in terms of your podcast. My vitality is my relationships and my 18 years of relationships, thank God, to be able to be blessed to work with some of the biggest teams and see what they're doing to counteract it too, right? So then we take that and we shout it from the mountaintops because we're fans of realtors. We need the real estate professional to be right in the position they're at between the principal and the other principal, right? Because without that, they don't control services, right? And so we advocate on behalf of that for personal interest, but also for the interests of our professionals and our relationships.
And for well-being of the clients as well.
Yeah,
for the direct
clients get a better experience.
Yeah, exactly. And they're more taken care of, negotiated for better on that behalf. So that's really what it's about.
So I would get your mission statement out there. We do a We Believe video. We believe that the customer should have a higher level experience when it comes to title insurance instead of beers and golf balls and happy hours. We think you should have a strategist and a co-conspirator and somebody that coaches you, and that should be your title experience. And we've had some success with that. We have a long way to go, but we have a lot of lives we want to reach. But breathe your mission into your business via video, via social channels, because there's no better leverage point, right?
Well, speaking of mission, one of the things that I've always had a big purpose on, whether it's teaching high school students, whether it was preparing tax returns, whether it's being in real estate, it's having that mindset of being client service but profit driven. Right, and we're at a point right now where the market's been hot for quite some time. There's been a lot of realtors who've made a lot of great transactions, have made a lot of money, and one of my biggest concerns right now is that when the market shifts and things change or they leave, they have nothing to show for it at the end. So what do you guys, are you guys sitting down and have you heard maybe within a brokerage any type of conversations that you hear about money management for people themselves? Because it's tough enough to be a 1099, person getting paid, right? And then come April 15th, which just passed, and you're like, oh shit, it's extension time and I don't have the money to pay my taxes.
Oh, Lord,
and and we've known, I know agents that are, clearing, 25, 30, 40, 50 deals in a year. And at the end of the year, you don't have the money. Yeah, that's tough. And that's
you counsel each other all the time,
right?
More like Ryan counsels 25-year-old on hand. Like, no, Haley, you cannot go shopping and spend $200 this weekend. Like, there's no reason for that.
I'll talk about The Richest Man in Babylon is one of the best money management books.
And not a big book, in case you're not a big reader.
Yeah, it's a quick read, man. A couple nights or whatever. and then The Millionaire Next Door. It teaches you how to live a frugal lifestyle and full of fulfillment, happiness, enriching type experiences, but still how to save money. I would recommend those 2 books. But a synopsis of Richest Man in Babylon is basically save 10%, invest 10%, and tithe the other 10%, or give away to your philanthropic causes, whatever. But savings is the base of investing. Without savings, you can't invest.
Oh,
right?
100%.
So that's number 1, right? Then life insurance. I mean, you guys have a strategy, I'm sure, about it's. It's like any entrepreneur. They get this new shiny dollar in their pocket, and off it goes, right? If it's right here, it goes. It's the same with me. The only guard I have is different buffers that take into different accounts before
automatically
it even gets into my hands, right? So I steal for myself to pay myself first. That's the number 1, I would say.
Absolutely. And I mean, the thing is, it's across all income levels, right? It doesn't matter if you're making $36,000 a year or you're making $360,000 a year.
Yeah.
There are people who have money problems all the way across the board.
For sure.
And I think it really comes down to that consistency and that habit that you put into place. I just worry about the realtor who's out there building a business and will have nothing to show for it at the end.
It's a valid concern. I mean, it's just like working out. You got to go see a coach, get a trainer, get a money coach, read a book, educate yourself. Nobody's born with intuitive knowledge on how to gain wealth and amass wealth. And it comes back to mindset. We spend a lot of time on mindset, right?
It definitely does. It comes back down to, like, what are you really spending your money on, and who are you really trying to impress with? I mean, we listen to Gary Vee almost every morning, and that's his big thing. He talks about fake entrepreneurship or fakepreneurship or however he words it, but talks about, faking it, like spending all this money on things that you really don't have the money, like buying a brand new Mercedes, going shopping and buying Gucci belts and stuff. Like, who are you really trying to impress?
People you don't like.
People you don't like, because I mean, I really don't give a shit. Like, I put the Gucci belt on once, I'll wear it a couple times, and it's like, oh cool, like, and then it goes back. Now it's just a belt, goes back in the closet. And
my favorite quote is, don't buy shit you don't need to impress people you don't know with money you don't have.
Exactly.
It's so true.
Exactly.
So true.
And I feel like it's a lot more in real estate, I feel like, because we do have a lot of entrepreneurship in real estate, that I feel like that shines a brighter light in this field, having the spending a bunch of money on things that you don't have with money you really don't have to spend it on. And so I think we see that a lot here, and we just really try to be humble and surround ourselves in that way, and we're not flashy. We're like the cheesiest people you'll ever
We're just
meet.
worker bees, man.
Yeah, like, so I mean, I think it's a huge, especially with the millennials and the younger generations, and just spending money on a bunch of shit that you don't need.
For sure. For sure.
So stop doing it.
Like, almost one of those things where if you can get a realtor to like automatically put some of this money away, like you were talking about, where it's just right off the top, that would probably be the best bet for them to secure something long term, right? I mean, I personally like, in my household, we do the cash budget envelope system. So like, we know exactly how much we're taking out first of all, in my household, there are 2 teachers, so the salary comes in once a month. So you set the budget at the beginning of the month, and hey, that's it, right?
That's the Dave Ramsey model, right?
Well, there's a couple people, but yeah, he's probably most notably known for it. Okay. And it's actually in the course book that I teach. Oops. That's my alarm to post something
Popcorn's
on Instagram.
Ready. Oh. I thought we had nachos or something.
So it's actually in the textbook that I teach at high school. There's envelope accounting system. It's in the book. So it's like a textbook thing. But anyways,
You're way too smart for this.
Yeah.
We didn't have that kind of class when I was in high school.
That's one of those things, right? Everybody should. Everybody should.
The basics, at least.
The basics. Even just this simple strategy where you're sticking to a cash budget. Like, if you stuck to like $100 a week or whatever it was, and that's what you had to spend, I don't care if you bought a Gucci belt. It was your $100 to spend on whatever you want. Yep. But you're sticking to that budget, and whatever you do with that, play money, or whatever you do with that grocery money, you're not dipping and swiping and doing anything else on the other side. You're automatically setting yourself up every month to put money in any particular envelope you want, whether it's the buy a new house envelope, or it's the buy a new car envelope, or it's the tithing envelope, or it's your savings envelope, or it's your groceries, or it's your whatever bills. But you're done at the beginning. You don't have to worry about it. Set it and forget it.
Yeah.
Right? And
it's a good system.
It's a good system.
Instant accountability.
Instant accountability. It doesn't matter. I don't care if, your budget is $1,000 a week. It doesn't matter what it is.
When it's gone, it's gone.
When it's gone, it's gone. And it's your own personal accountability.
And when the feedback's right there, like, dude, we eat out too much. This thing was gone on the 10th.
Right.
It should have lasted 30 days.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I tell them and my team, and then I tell my kids at home, listen, try to calculate your burn rate. What do you spend eating out, laundry, mortgage, rent, whatever it is, and try to have 6 to 12 months like away.
Yes.
So that you couldn't not collect a paycheck and you'd be able to live a year without gripping.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
There's a tremendous freedom in that.
Yeah, I mean,
Big time.
one of those things that when you were talking about the richest man in Babylon, I love that when he's talking about, just that you save that 10%, you put it away, and you shake that little coin purse, and you can hear the change.
Oh, yeah.
And then after a year, you can really hear it, and it has some weight. You just feel better about your day. You're still not rich. You're broke still.
Right.
But you're broke with savings.
Yeah.
And that's a weight off your shoulders. You're not worried about what's going to happen next month because you know that the safety net is there.
Well, God forbid your tranny goes out or you need 4 new tires. I mean, you could do that and not have to go beg, borrow, and steal.
Right, right. Definitely. So, I mean, I say all this with a little bit of side notes because I went to
hey, we're all students and teachers, right? We got to learn this stuff,
right?
too.
We got to learn this stuff, too. No, it's because I went to go this weekend. I went to Texas. I went to for my insurance company. I have a couple partners. One of them lives out there. Mm-hmm. So every quarter we go out and we sit and we talk and we do our, go over our P&Ls and what we're going to do going forward. But they also had an EXP event. And so I went to go check out the EXP event. And it just kind of, for me, it's always been that same thing. Well, it's one of the reasons why I joined it is because for me, it's not even about the brokerage. I'm still going to buy, sell houses, whatever I'm going to do normally. But to have the opportunity to earn stock in a company or to have that opportunity to earn a revenue stream in a company on top of what I'm already doing, it just kind of, and off the top without even thinking about it, I felt like now that I understand how it works, if I didn't say anything, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to people. You know what I mean? Like if you learn something that can really help someone and you don't say it, that's kind of a wrong. I feel like
it's almost like lying by omission.
It's lying by omission, right?
Yeah.
That's how we feel about. I mean, we create these lead strategies. Mm-hmm. We put them to work in our clients' businesses. They work like crazy. We are compelled to then tell that story all over town, and some will get it, some won't. So what, right? But like I just came up with good neighbor strategy, right? And say you have a retail real estate office, you should be contacting every laundry shop, every sandwich shop, every pizza shop, every attorney, every probate attorney, bankruptcy attorney, family, in a mile radius of where you have your retail real estate shop and become the good neighbor. Just get to know your corporate neighbors, right?
Yes.
And then have sit downs and have lunch and learns in their establishment. I mean, how much business would you get just from that?
That's actually really funny that you said that. So last night I actually had a dream, and it's that you. So I was in the middle of the night. I woke up. Yeah. I had a dream. I have a dream. So no, I woke up though, and I was thinking if we were. I don't even know what the dream, how it hit me, but I woke up and I was like, if I was a real estate agent, what I would do if I had kids, I would be so freaking involved in my children's school that you wouldn't be able to turn the corner and not. I wouldn't go PTA mom on it, but like I
pretty
would
damn close.
But
close,
like
right?
so freaking involved
Maybe like
in
Mean Girls. Oh wait, wrong movie. Wrong movie.
That's a whole nother thing that I don't see agents doing. Like my sister,
The
she's
smart
in
ones
high,
do, man.
but
Mommy and me groups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But in high school, like I would be at every football game, every water polo game, every sporting event. Like even if my kid wasn't in the sports, I would still be showing up, supporting it, sponsoring the football team, sponsoring the school events, and like I just for some reason that hit me last night that I don't think enough agents are really diving down. I mean, what's the best way to get to parents? It's through their kids.
Well, it's because of the stereotype. He said it earlier. He's like, well, Mean Girls. But that's kind of the stereotype of being the popular kid, right? Mm-hmm. Being the one that's out there. I have this kid in my class, and I did this little example. I have a kid that it's going to be grad night, right? And he said, the other day I was at Disneyland, and my app for, like, the rides and stuff, it wasn't working. It was on the glitch or whatever. And I was being frustrated with it, and then it just hit me. Like, I saw this group of people walking with matching shirts. He's like, why don't I make a matching shirt and it has a map on the back? And that way you're always following behind somebody in your group and you can see exactly where you're at. Everybody has it, right?
Genius.
And so he's putting this together, right? And I was like, I go, okay, well, that's a great idea. Mind you, this is kind of an entrepreneurish class, right? I try to spark stuff in their head all the time. I was like, that's a great idea. Now we got to, design it, put it together, all this other stuff. I go, now you got to be able to sell it to people, right? So how are you going to do that? And I go, you see this guy over here? This guy's name's Jake, right? I go, Jake is the best person to know. You want to know why? He goes, why? Because what does he do when he walks into class every day? He walks around to each and every one of you and he shakes your hand, right? So I bet you Jake has tons of Instagram followers. So I go, Jake, how many Instagram followers you got? He's like, I don't know, around 2,000. I go, do me a favor. I want you to post something and then we'll see what happens at the end of the period. Just put pancakes or French toast. and I want to know how many comments you get at the end of the period. So in a 2-hour block, when he came back, he had over 200 comments.
Oh my gosh.
Right? I go, that's the person you want to use to help you sell the t-shirt. Because that person has influence. And you know why? He's in the same class in the same school as you guys, but he goes out of his way every day to shake everybody's hand and say hello. And that's an engagement level that most realtors are not taking. They don't want to do that. They fear that idea of, hey, hi. Like you're going to get slapped in the face when you go say hi to somebody or something.
That's
right?
the same thing with social, man. You just got to do it.
You got to do it.
Yep.
You lean into it and post more on your story, but post everywhere. Because you have a story to be authentic, and people think that everybody wants to see this perfect portrait of a title rep or a business person, that everything's going just groovy and the sun's always shining, the rainbows and ponies and unicorns are always running around. Right. But no, be vulnerable. Talk about the hardship. Talk about all the 14 no's I got on the phone today and the 3 F-offs and don't ever call agains. And
I'm coming with my title.
I'm coming down to your building. I want to see you, and it's not for business. Like, whoa, okay, dude, take it easy, homie. Right? But,
well, good. I'm in PB. Come find me.
I'm up in Poway. Right I'm officing out of Dulzura today. But we're starting to weave some of those into our what we're putting out there to the public and telling the truth of what it's like. And people are into that. It's not, everybody says that they want to see this vision of perfection, but really they want to hear a story about where you lopped off your toe with the lawnmower, right?
Yeah,
that shit sells, you know? Right?
Right.
We don't stop and look at the traffic that keeps going. We stop at the traffic that crashed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That's what we rubberneck. We want to know that stuff.
Well, and too, I mean, Ryan and I, we kind of just more like I didn't have a choice. It was like, hey, we're doing videos, and that's it. So we're gonna do it.
Oh, you're the guinea pig. I got one of those.
I know that story.
So, and we really just dived into it. And I'll tell you guys, like, we do not watch any of our videos. We shoot it as if we do a Facebook Live because that's kind of the authentic part of it. That's, we don't want to sit there and repeat the same line 500 times to make sure that we're not trying to sell anything on ads. So we're not trying to make sure that our line is perfect that time. Like Billie Jean says, to repeat a line like 20 times and find the one that you really like. No, we just go for it, shoot it live. And I can even tell you when he's playing the videos in the office, like trying to edit them or something, I'm like, turn those off. Like, I don't want,
I don't like the sound of my voice.
The sound of my voice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's all I hear.
Like, turn those off. So, but we have started to realize, like, we get really good feedback on it. And I think it's just about us being so consistent with them. And that's what people are seeing is they're starting to realize, like, oh, Ryan and Haley, they're dropping more tips today. Like, it's just the consistency of the video.
They know what they get.
Yeah.
So they can plug in or not.
Exactly.
And they can choose to consume. And we know that our clients, if they do video, have the highest likelihood of doing a similarly unprompted and unpracticed video.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, we're sitting here, we had some notes, but we just put basically off the top of our heads doing this podcast. That's how we approach every video because we want to tell our realtors, look, do it like we do. Like, have a spirit of what you want to be said, like basically the message you want to convey. But don't be overly scripted because people can smell bullshit and they smell your commission breath a long way away, right?
Yeah. Well, the other thing I'd give advice to is remain consistent. I set 4 alarms on my phone that say post on Instagram. So you heard it go off right now because normally our Instagrams our things at 4. So at the 3:45 it comes on. It tells me post something, and it's just, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing right now, or this is what I'm doing at this moment. Yesterday on my story, I said something like, I was hiding eggs, and I was like, every one of these eggs has candy, has money, has something in it, and all we got to do is go out and find an Easter egg. So that's like an opportunity for you. How many Easter eggs are you going to go out and look for on a daily basis? Like, whatever comes to your head at that particular time with whatever you're doing, just share it.
And then next.
And then next. And if it sucks, who cares? It's on a story. It's going to disappear in 24 hours anyways.
And you can click next. People that are choosing to consume it, they can click next.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think people get way too worked up on what they look like and what they're posting and what they're doing. And like Ryan tells me all the time, newsflash, that's what you look like.
People know what you look like. It looks like that guy right there.
That's what you look like. And it's not going to change. Like, we'll take a selfie and we'll take like 10 different selfies. And
Snapchat filters.
Yeah, we can do
don't look like that.
You know
Ryan's
what?
like, you don't look like that. Like,
But let's be honest.
know what you look like.
But let's be honest. If you're really that self-conscious, throw on a filter and do it with sunglasses on, with
Yeah,
bunny
you
ears
totally
on.
can.
Who cares?
You can.
People are going to choose to consume it, and you'll get more and more comfortable being online. I mean, there's so many tools out there to mask you if you're that scared. But get out there and do it.
There's different levels, right?
Yeah.
It's like you mentioned wealth management. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, let's not talk about the apps where we can like increase sizes on
No,
things
no, no.
and do that
Whoa,
stuff.
whoa, I wasn't talking about those levels. She's on a good one. Must be Monday.
I'm like, you can do way too much on those apps these days.
Well, like
though.
if you're
way
not,
too much.
if you're at 0, you got to just do some posting.
Yes.
If you post, then do more. If you're on your stories like a banshee, then start posting on your wall like it was your story, right? That's for me. I'm really big on the story. I have 8, 5, 10, 20 stories a day. I got to take that into the posting on the wall, right?
Yeah.
That's my little threshold to break through. But it's like amassing wealth, right? You have, what is it? Survival. Then you have security, then you have stability, then you have success, then you have significance, right? So a lot of people are barely in survival on social media or for money for that matter, right? So you try and level up, but you can't skip sequence, right? You don't go from Ryan to Gary Vee, right?
Yeah.
There's some layers
Yeah.
along the way, you know? Some stuff you have to
Yeah.
learn, some comfort levels, and then once you build a little bit of that momentum of confidence, you have a couple wins off of like an IG story that somebody instant messages you and says, hey, I really want to talk about our real estate options for the condo. We want to move up, baby 3's on the way or whatever. Then I don't have to talk to you into it anymore. You've got that win. You got a little bit of wind in your sails. Now you're off and running. But do it until you get that experience because it's waiting for you. But if you don't do it, people can't give you that sale. People can't give you that opportunity.
They just don't know that you're doing it. And if
Right.
they do know, maybe they think you're too busy.
And if nothing else, create a group for your sphere because that's the lowest lying fruit. In theory, these people are in relationship with. They would send me a title order if they had one, right?
Yeah.
But if I don't let them know and stay top of mind, then maybe the guy on the bus bench over there looks better, or somebody who emailed me all of a sudden is getting a shot, right? Because I didn't do my job. That's on me. I got to own that. So I have to be top of mind. I have to be communicating. I have to be reaching out at all times.
I'll take it one step further. I've started really capitalizing on video DM. So like the other day, it was Friday. I was at soccer practice. I had nothing to do. So I was in the car and I just went down my Instagram list and I was like, hey, how's it going? I hope all is well. I want to know what you're working on. See if there's anything I can do to help you.
really
Let me know.
smart.
And that's it. Send them off. And I went down my list and
That's awesome.
the engagement that you get back is amazing. You know, if I send just a text message, hey, what's going on? Let me know if you need any help. I might get a ding, thumbs
Yeah.
up or something,
Yeah.
right?
Or I'm
But
good.
no, I'm good. But no, these are constant, like you end up going, back and forth with people because you engage them as a person. It's the same thing as going in the classroom and shaking everybody's hand.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Jonathan Fisher because we wanted to wish him a happy Easter. He didn't answer the phone, so we sent him a video text together.
Yeah.
And what was the response like?
Well, we got some orders out of it.
But we enriched and
Enriched and-
deepened that
yeah.
relationship.
Right.
Well, and honestly, you just gave me such a good idea, Ryan. That's our next step. We're gonna Instagram DM videos.
Okay,
of
hold us
your-
accountable, Facebook.
There you go.
That's because that's an amazing idea. Because we talk about doing different videos all the time, and that I really like that idea. It's super simple, and you could get a lot
You get
out
20
there.
a day. You just
Yeah.
prospected 20 people face to face.
Yes, face to
Face-to-face.
face, and that's the difference, right? It's the engagement. It's they're getting it. And here's the other thing. I'm not 100% sure on how this works because I'm not a social media guy exactly. But the more people you interact with, especially using video, I think get more exposure to when you have a post.
Yeah.
So just
Makes sense.
interact with more people because then they go dormant on your feed. So go down your friends list. Just reach out to them. Say, what's up? How's it going? I haven't talked to you in a while. Hope all is good. Whatever. Just another way to stay top of mind. And then when you do follow it up with a phone call, it's like you've met, like you've been talking. It's not 10 years go by or
Yeah,
something,
you have
right?
to warm it
It's
up as much.
consistent.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
it's like the algorithms of Facebook. Like the more that people are engaging, the more they come on your wall and stuff.
Right.
Like I actually just had somebody the other day tell me like, Haley, I'm gonna like unfollow you for a little bit because all I see is you on my wall and
God.
nobody else. And I'm like, well, stop engaging with me so much.
Yeah.
Stop liking all my stuff then.
Obviously, you like what I'm putting out there.
Yeah. And he was just like, all I see though is your and Ryan. It's like the same 5 people. And I'm like, well, there is that button. I think it's like
You can see people first.
Unfollow.
No, it's not.
Stay
No,
friends.
no, it's not unfollow. It's like
Take
you
a break
can,
or
it's
whatever.
Take a break.
Yeah,
it's take
yeah,
a break.
yeah.
You can take a break
We're
from
on
people.
a break.
So you can legitimately
Good friends reference.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Phoebe,
Love it.
baby, that's my girl.
Yeah, take a break from people on Facebook. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I wish you could do that in real life sometimes.
Sometimes, right? yeah.
No.
All right, guys.
Whatever.
Wherever you go, there you are. Hernan, okay?
That's true. Very true. Guys, hey, I want to say thanks for being on the show again. I mean, always a good time every time I come over here. Even if it's not on the show, when I come over, I still have a good time with you guys. Learn a ton. I love having conversation with you guys. I'm going to have you guys tag somebody again. Who do you think should be on the show?
Ooh. Let's see. We did Jesse last time.
You guys
Who was
done
amazing,
Xandra
by the
already?
way.
Have you guys done Xandra already,
Xandra's
or
reached out to me.
Kimberly?
We're working on a calendar date.
I think we should do Kimberly Fell.
You know who? You know what? Maybe we could do Sam. Would you guys
Sammy?
be interested?
Oh,
Yeah, would you
Sam?
guys? Because I've been trying to get Sam on for a while, and we go back and forth, but we never actually put something on the books.
Sam or Oliver or Corey, any of those
Yeah,
guys.
any of those guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Definitely do
I'm
that.
gonna hold you guys accountable to
might
see
help
him,
me
like,
lock them
later
in.
today.
Even Mike Cuevas.
I had Mike.
You had Mike. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you did have Mike. He was really good to have.
Mike's amazing.
He's
smart,
awesome. He's
yeah.
so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Sam would be really good. Kimberly Fell, Xandra, we can definitely.
Xandra, we're almost there.
Oh,
She's
Joe, did you get Joe
Joe
on?
Corbacero?
Joe Corbacero yet?
not yet.
Oh,
not
we'll
yet.
touch to Joe.
Okay,
Joe's,
we will.
Yeah,
Yeah, or
Joe's, Joe
Sonia.
Corbacero.
You guys had Sonia Zizi on?
No,
Oh,
not yet.
My girl Sonia, okay.
Yeah.
So
Hit
many
up
cool
Sonia.
people in this world,
Well,
in this real estate world.
yeah, you guys have done
Seriously.
a lot of them, so it's pretty awesome.
You guys are
Thanks for
doing
making
really
us part of
awesome
this.
stuff with the podcast. I get it, my little week every morning. I get my update thing, the new episode. Yep,
Yeah.
it pops up right next to Gary Vee, my two that come up.
You know,
Aw.
one of the things I heard was we are the average of the 5 people we hang out with most, and
Mm-hmm.
it goes for virtual people too. So watch what podcasts, watch what you're consuming, because that's the stuff that's floating around here. That's what comes out, right? So
Good. Right now, I'm all about Zig Ziglar.
yeah,
Going
John
back to the
Maxwell.
basics.
Back
to
to
the basics.
basics.
Go
Yeah.
Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, Gary Vee. I got Tony Robbins. I got Zig Ziglar. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the basic stuff. All right,
John
guys.
Joe
Maxwell.
Rogan might come up every once in a while.
That's entertainment. That's entertainment. Still good stuff.
Gotta get some aliens in there.
You
know.
got to.
In past civilizations.
Pot smoking billionaires,
Yeah,
whatever, right?
I have a picture of Elon Musk doing that. On
Yeah,
his
right?
That's right.
I was watching that when I was like, no way, he
Yeah.
did it.
And
He
then
just
Tesla
hit
stock
it.
goes boom,
Yeah.
9%.
But then watch it. Everybody forgets. Everybody will forget
Oh yeah,
next
for
week,
sure.
and it's gonna go
For
back
sure.
up.
He's
It's
still
fine.
digging his
He's
holes in
still-
LA or whatever. So
I'm pretty sure the most successful people are on reefer a little bit. You know what I mean?
slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see.
exactly. You
Slow
need to
down
slow
to
down the
speed
brain
up.
a little bit.
Yep.
I don't know. You guys are all giving me a look.
I was looking at the new camera guy. They got D-Rock, by the way. I don't know if they introduced their D-Rock over
All right,
here.
Jose with Visionary Media is with us today, recording some background stuff.
Yeah, he's got a very flowery shirt. You know, just saying.
He's got style, man.
Yeah.
Isn't it like some holiday over the weekend?
Yeah.
Not Easter. I mean,
Oh,
some,
there's a 4 in there. And it was like a Star Wars thing.
Yeah, it was a Star Wars thing.
oh yeah, that was it.
420,
That was
yeah,
it.
like
Yeah.
the word of the
Like-
Force or something.
Yeah, may the force be with you.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being part of the podcast. Again, you guys are awesome. We're gonna have to do this round 3 sometime in the future.
I love
Definitely.
it. Thank you.
And,
We're honored to be on, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
guys, you guys are amazing. I forgot to say this at the beginning of the show, but we're still trying to get 365 pairs of shoes by the end of the year, donations. So if you guys know anybody that's donating shoes, gently used shoes, we'll have James come over on the Harley. Just hit him up, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. He'll go pick them up.
We'll
And
do a little. We did a nice collection for Christmas gifts and stuff over the
Nice.
holiday. So maybe we can put a bin together. You know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love that. We'd love that. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be part of the show, Hernan at csfirst.com or follow us on our social at Business Bros Pod, 619-884-4915. I'd love a text, a phone call, a chat. Anything will work.
It's fun.
It's fun. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And I'm out.
All right.
Are we down off of everything?
Bye,
We
Facebook.
are-
We love
say
you.
goodbye to Facebook.
Later, Facebook. Hasta la pasta.
There it is. We are done.